Oh,
Yeah, but 3, 2, 1. Good morning. It is the LB hour. The L, you're the B. I needed that. I need some of that stuff. I need it right now, actually. That's just disgusting. But I will agree with you. It's what you need. That shit rules the world. Right now, Brian, I'm telling you, I have had allergies kick back, and I don't usually have allergies anymore, but I've allergies come back, and that stuff works amazing because I have the inside sinuses, like a sinus, not an infection, but because of the allergies.
yeah.
And I need that because it softens your interior type of your what do you call it, your passages and stuff. It helps a lot. And right now, I woke up this morning, I had like gross, but I woke up with crusty rock burgers all through this thing here, and
Oh,
it's hard to breathe, and it's just horrible. Makes you sick, like I'm nauseous, like I don't know. You can't breathe right. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
yeah.
you're
Well,
drowning. Yeah.
after a shot of this, you briefly, for like 1 second, see God. I mean, it's like, whoa.
Well, you only supposed to take
Ooh,
two tablespoons at a time, or two
take a
tablespoons of
shot.
that. One tablespoon twice a day, I think it is.
Something like
Not
that.
a full shot. If you drink a full shot of that, it'll burn a hole right through your stomach. So.
Well, I drink a lot of water beforehand. I just take a small shot. It's an ode to the old drinking days. I remember taking shots of whiskey, and it was never as strong as this vinegar.
Oh no, I took some. I took shots of that when I was sick, or when I had coworkers on that stuff, and it was just a matter of fact. I may have some of that. I better go look because I'm gonna need some today. I'm gonna start. It takes about 3 days when you start drinking that stuff. It takes about 3 days to really start noticing it in your nasal passages and stuff. So it's really, yeah.
This
I
is
will take.
good stuff. Brags. It's from,
Yeah. Don't brag about it now. I don't know if there's any cheaper. Actually, there are some cheaper versions from like Fred Meyer's and Safeway. They don't do as well. I've used them both.
I just like the old Brags. It's with the mother. It's organic. It's unpasteurized.
No, yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, no, I believe I understand. I agree with you.
I try to do that the first thing in the morning, but I don't always pull it off.
Well, that's like everybody's just taking an apple a day type of thing. That stuff just actually works a lot better, I think. And it's kind of like that eat the frog first thing in the morning,
Oh yeah.
because it's nothing you really want to taste. But I usually wash it down with 7-Up or some type of carbonational drink.
Yeah.
Carbonational, is that a word? Carbonational? Anyways, but carbonation really helps with that. So
Yeah. I was watching a podcast with a fighter, and he'd get up every morning. He'd do the hot and then the cold water back and forth and get his body going for the day.
yeah, get him ready for the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you saw that. I sent you a video. It was
I watched it. Yeah.
yeah, it's hilarious. They were talking about the necktie and fighting.
Yeah, that's funny. They go, yeah, and I understand things. If you're wearing a suit and tie, George St. Pierre, right? That's it.
Yeah,
Anyways, he's like, and people won't mess with me when I'm wearing a tie. But it's like,
we said when he goes over to the situation, then he gets the tie off. But he also showed me this thing. He goes like this, like he's relaxing.
Yeah.
When there's going to be a problem, he's like this, so his hands are up. He said, "Don't have your hands down." He's a real sweet guy, but he's as tough as hell. He was one of the greatest fighters of all time. But
he sounded pretty smart because if he has his tie on in a business situation, I thought when he first said it the first time, it's kind of like basically he doesn't have any problems usually when people are when you look professional, kind of.
Yeah.
They don't start fighting, but when you come get the tie off, and then it looks like you're gonna fight, and then it's like, well,
yeah. He said once he knows it's gonna be a problem,
yeah,
the tie off, and then goes over there and gets the element of surprise. He's really thought about everything, but he's one of the greatest of all time in UFC. But he used to be a bouncer. That's how he. He's not a big guy. I mean, he's not giant.
No, but yes,
yeah, his goal was to avoid a fight at all costs, and then he also used only the necessary force. He wouldn't go overboard and try to hurt people. He'd just take them out of the situation.
Yeah, I worked with some bouncers before, and they would literally hurt people just because they could,
they didn't know what they were doing. It's kind of like when
No.
excessive force, you know.
Oh,
Just
totally. Yeah.
yeah, a good bouncer, you can see he knows what he's doing. Usually nothing happens because he's able to de-escalate, or she. There's some good female bouncers too.
I've never seen a female bouncer, but I'm sure there are plenty out there.
If you'd watched the fights last Saturday, you'd realize there's some women that could bounce anybody.
Well, the thing, yeah, but that the difference is between a bouncer and I used to like trophies here at the local bar and some other ones, and I would help with bouncing, or if somebody was get out of line, I'd help them. I've actually wanted to do bouncing at the time when I was younger, but there's a difference. I mean, the owners, I was friends with the owners at the time. They go, Lonnie, we know you can handle yourself, and you can, and because I've helped escort people out many times out of the bars. But the thing is that it's the size, that big giant size, makes it so people don't want to fight to begin with. Somebody like me, because I'm a little smaller in stature, they have a tendency to just, well, they're gonna fight right through me. Try to. I'm like, even though I can fix situation, they like the guys that are just ginormous to make them so they're intimidated by that, by their size.
Well, there's this guy, Josh Barnett. He was like heavyweight champ in the UFC.
And a good actor.
And he said it would happen the opposite. They would see him and they would want to cause trouble because he was giant.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, but he also knew how to
Does.
de-escalate. He said he could get guys out of there without even having to hurt them.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, I understand both sides of that right there.
Yeah. Well, I know guys are going after the biggest guy,
Yep. No, most definitely. I've definitely seen that happen too. I don't know. It's just you just gotta, I don't know. I don't know. I've been there, but it's like, it's like but yeah, no, I've like my dog. I think my dogs. I used to have a giant pit bull, and he'd walk into a place. Not pit bull. I had a giant Rottweiler, and he'd go into around other dogs, and these other dogs instinctively would just start wanting to attack him. And he's like, "What the hell did I do?" I mean, I look at my dog. I see his face. Like, "What the hell did I do? I didn't. I'm just here." And he's like, "If you don't matter, if you keep," and then he'd be like, "If you keep fucking with me, I'm going to kill you." But he was the sweetest dog in the world, I mean, it's just like every dog was so intimidated by him, they had to just go at it, But then again, I do have a friend named just for shoots and I want to say shoots.
Wow, N-word.
No. I mean, that's not a thing.
Sounded like it. It's okay.
And no, never.
Accidental N-word.
That word isn't trigger. No. I was trying to say trigger. My friend Luke was a trigger for when he would. My apologies if that came across like that. That's not.
It's okay.
My friend Luke had a trigger that we would go into these bars. He'd be drunk. He would find the biggest man in the freaking place. You know what I mean? And he would just be like, "You blah blah blah," and like, and he's a small dude. Luke used to be very very small before he got into this bodybuilding thing. It was just like, man, he would. I'd be right behind him going, "Hey guys, leave him alone because he's drunk and we're again fighting me too. This is ridiculous,
Yeah.
But they wouldn't, he just was just, he automatically grabbed the biggest, yeah. He grabbed the biggest dude and just start arguing with him. You call him names or whatever, His biggest thing actually is being able to basically make somebody feel that big, no matter how big they were, He's able to. Anyways, you know how it is.
Well, it didn't work with him. I made him feel small, and I felt bad about it.
Yeah.
I think it was too.
It wasn't. Yeah.
He was making fun of me, and then I made fun of his.
You picked the one.
The club foot.
Yeah, you picked the one thing that actually makes him sore, probably ready to rock and roll. It was pretty bad. But
I felt I won that battle or whatever it was. Remember that show, Yo Mama or whatever?
Oh yeah. Well, it was Either way, it was different times in our lives.
Well, there's nothing anybody can say about me that can make me feel bad. So it's hard.
Well, that's not true. Just because we didn't say it.
Not really. It doesn't offend me if somebody said something about my size, my drunkenness, whatever, anything.
And always, that's the thing is you can always. I don't do it because that's just not me.
Yeah.
I can pretty much cut anybody down. It's like
Yeah.
it's one of the
But
things that I actually.
if some people have defense, they don't care. Like they could say something about my mom. They don't know my mom. She passed away. It doesn't bother me at all. There's nothing, you know.
No, yeah.
Unless I want to be in an angry mood. If sometimes I'll go somewhere and I just want somebody to say anything.
Yeah, and sometimes no matter what, you're gonna have people just want to go fight. They want to do something. They want to argue. They want to. Trust me, being a person who likes to debate on anything,
Yeah,
I have no problem going well. That's why I got so good at that long ago that I stopped and I not debating. Obviously, I do that all the time, but the thoughts, the negative, asshole thoughts that peek in my head as a retort for things, I just refuse to do it because when I do it, I would lose friends, type of thing. It was like, even though I was 100% right on, I thought I was, but it was like I started arguing with a friend, and I would be like, yeah, but bam, and me, it's like taking a freaking samurai sword and just chopping that person in half. It's not good. It's all finality type of stuff. I don't know, didn't like it, but anyway, I'm better, and hopefully everybody else in this world is too.
Yeah,
because it's all about getting along and camaraderie, and how can you help your other man, or woman. Whoa, man.
It's good to get a thick skin too. My little sister gave me a thick skin because she would come up with some of the most creative insults that would hit me to the core of my soul. And by the time I was like 14 or 15, nothing she said could bother me.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Think she did it for me.
My older sister did it to me. I was like, oh man, I got picked on the day I was born. Lonnie, your shoes aren't the right that.
Yeah,
you're not wearing the right.
The last thing my sister ever said to me was an insult, so that was good. But I knew there was.
I love that. I love that, man.
Yeah, it was on the phone, and she said, "Tell that Carson Calhoun to stay away from that evil man, Brian Calhoun." And I said, "I'll let him know." And I think it's good advice. The evil me, stay away from him, but the good me, I'm fine with that. But I actually smiled when she said that. I wasn't angry about it.
Well, if you knew she's used to saying that kind of stuff, yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, yeah, she did have mental illness too, but she wanted to get one last dig. I don't think she knew it'd be the last time we ever talked. She probably had more insults coming.
Well, the day before yesterday was my sister's birthday, and I got four. I have 3 or 4 different sisters, but that's my sister Angela. It was her birthday, and my post on that says right there. It says picking on me since 1973. That's how old I am, and but it says picking on me since 1973, and I wouldn't. I said I hope she never quits. Happy birthday, sis. Love you. Yada yada yada. But yeah, I mean, you have to have somebody in your life who's going to pick on you. You have to. I hate to say that, but you need somebody to help guide you. For friends. It's like if somebody's not going to pick on you, then they do out of love, and they're not trying to hurt you. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I think it helps. Back in the day, though, we had PE teachers and coaches, teachers themselves, just to pick on you a little bit.
Yeah.
See if as long as it wasn't too vicious.
Well, my mom was always constructive criticism, and that was another big thing my mom would always say. It would be like, well, it's constructive criticism. She wouldn't like say things like to hurt anybody, but she'd be like, say something positive to you and tell you you did a good job in this and that, and but I don't know. I grew up with
I like it because like some people say, hey, you're too loud when you're coming in on that, or that was a bad shot on a video or something. It's good.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, there's
the sound,
Yeah, but if you don't care about somebody, then don't tell them anything.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. If you don't love somebody, don't say anything. It's a different type of that's why I reach out to my kids and stuff. I try to talk to them. After a while, I'm sure they get annoyed by me and things that I do, but it's like my son in particular right now. I don't see him as often as I feel like I should. Don't get me wrong, he's a young man, so he's trying to do his own thing. But you do need to be able to pick up the phone or stop by and say, "Hey, Dad, what's going on in your world? How can I help you? What are you doing?" You know what I mean? And those words
Tough one.
words don't come together.
Yeah.
My son comes in here, he's got his own agenda on whatever he's doing. He doesn't ever want to include or me or doing. It's never a me and him and I thing. It's just
Yeah.
it's just how can his life, how can I benefit his life?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. I mean, it's total bullshit.
What's part of the growing up process? Because there were years I didn't see, not years, but months I wouldn't see my mom when I was in 2021. You're out doing your thing, trying to grow up.
Sure. Yeah, I get that. But in that pursuit of happiness, I mean, you want to do your own thing, but you also want to know that your kid is doing something positive in the same. If he said, "Hey, I'm going to be doing something in particular, going towards something, I'm busy." Not I'm busy, but if he said, "I'm busy, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to better myself by joining the service, not service, but whatever,
Proud Boys,
college or whatever." Yeah,
Proud Boys. That's good. You got to be proud.
Yeah. Anyways, point is that, if we,
I think you should try the old, instead of when he comes in, don't even bring anything up. Say, "How you doing?" and act busy.
yeah,
Play a little hard to get for a while.
yeah,
Not that you're disinterested, but you're busy. You got something going. Hey, and then he can do his come and go thing, and then he'll. Yeah.
Well, the problem is that, like recently, a while back, he walked to my house, walked out, walked in my house, walked out while we were in a meeting or whatever, and he, they left. They left.
Were you,
a while later, I'm like,
in a meeting with him or somebody else?
With you, I think, actually.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that makes sense. My son would come and go all the time while I'm here.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times, no big deal. But didn't even say hi or anything. Even even when I was out of the meeting, he's still just. It's like no hi, love you, fuck you, anything. It's kind of like well.
Yeah.
This guy pisses
I wouldn't
you off.
worry about it too much because that's part of the growing up process.
Well, it is part of the growing up process, but
I went 9 years without talking to my dad, and that was when I was growing up.
Yeah, but remember, you still hate your dad.
We went fishing though, and that was great because he would sit down, and then I could go do anything I wanted. You know how they sit with that pole holder?
Yeah.
I don't really hate my dad, but we didn't have the close relationship. I don't think I ever said hi to him that I can ever remember.
Well,
like I come and go in the house all the time. I don't think I ever said hi.
Did
this thing.
Well, when you're not living at your dad's house.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I'll say one good thing about my dad. He was the best guy to watch TV with because he could explain everything that I couldn't figure out. I'd say, "Is this guy dead?" "No, just settle down. He's coming back. He's injured. He can't be dead. He's the star." And I go, "Why did he say that? It's in the script." He would give me all these things about television. Don't worry about it. The kissing's not going to happen very often because I would leave the room if they start kissing in a Western.
So your dad is the reason why you like to talk in the middle of a TV show?
Yes. He was the one. He would answer. He never said anything, but I would say it. I go, "Who? She gonna be okay?" Because we're gonna have to see. I always wanted to know what was gonna happen next, and I still do that to people. They're like, "How am I gonna know? I haven't seen this either." I go, "Hey, you think he's dead? We'll figure it out later." Yeah, I do that on the Peaky Blinders. Plus, now I comment on every acting, like when that Arthur guy does something. His emotional control or whatever he does, I'm like, I have to comment.
Yeah, it's very
well. The show's that good.
It's very intense. It is. So once again, folks, there's a shout out to the Peaky Blinders, and Also to Polly Gray because she just passed away. But
Yeah, and to Adrian Brody, who's doing almost over actors theater. It's awesome. He's doing Marlon Brando in The Godfather. He's got the whole thing,
he's got the Scarface thing. And he's got.
He's good, but it's funny because he's such a great, nice guy in real life, from what I've seen. But he's pretty
He's very
good
he's
mafia
good.
guy.
He's kind of good size in this movie too. He seems like a little bigger. You
He
know,
looks bigger, like he's grown up a little bit, and he's filled out because he was a
he
real
looks.
thin guy.
Yeah, my uncle looked a lot like him too, and I never noticed that until. But the way his nose work is, he's got kind of good sized nose actually, and it looks like it looks exactly like my uncle Nate, which is years ago. I'm like, wow, I didn't know there's any Italian in my uncle, but maybe there was. I didn't know. I think my uncle looked I don't know, Norwegian or something, not Norwegian, but Scandinavian. And Adrian Brody and him look a lot alike, actually, which is weird because Scandinavian.
Adrian Brody made the right move. When you're born with a nose like that, you could really go. It could go horrible for you. He decided to just be himself, and it's part of who he is now. Now he gets roles because of that look. He's so distinct. Plus, he got to kiss Halle Berry on the Oscars in front of everybody. So, did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
When he won the Oscar, she presented it. She was
What do you get an Oscar for?
Best Actor, and I think the piano.
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, and he said, I always said if I won the Oscar, I was going to do this. And he kissed Halle Berry right in front of everybody. It was awesome.
Well, are they single? I wonder if they were single at the time or not. That's funny.
Yeah, it was just a dream. You know what I mean? It was his dream. If he ever won the Oscar, he probably never thought he would. I was telling you about this, Adrian Brody on Becoming Andrew Dice Clay. You should watch this show. You probably get it on YouTube, but he became Andrew Dice Clay, and it was amazing. He's like got in his bed with him and his wife and hung out. Check this.
What is this called?
It's called Dice. It's a show that Andrew Dice Clay did about 5-6 years ago. It was Showtime. It was a great show, and it was Dice in real life. But yeah, he became Dice, and he harassed Dice, and it was hilarious. But he was such a method actor that he had to stay at his house to play Dice in a role. He had to stay at his house for a week and study him, and they got in a lot of arguments, and it was hilarious.
Are we shopping for fingernail polish, Brian?
What's that?
We're shopping for fingernail polish?
Not sure what that means.
No, forget. My screen popped up with some.
Oh, your screen.
I thought it was you. Yeah,
no.
Funny.
Not shopping, but
I'm shopping for fingernail polish, and that's my.
I've worn it before. I've seen sportscasters lately wearing it, like manly men and stuff. It's hilarious.
Well, for some odd reason, of course, you never know what's going on in my world, but it just asked me. It said, "Would you like boom?" I thought it was you, so that's why I did that.
Oh no!
But I see, because I got. See, I thought that.
Oh, we lost you.
No. See, that's what I thought. Right
yeah,
there.
That's good. Not sure.
I'm like, what the heck is that from?
I like it.
But yeah, I have more hypothetical questions here. There you go. If you want, look at these things here. If you're ready for
the
questions.
Kids nowadays, their new thing is they put fingernail polish on their contacts. It's pretty funny.
Are you serious?
No, you'd be blind.
Well, it'd be peaky anyways. Yeah, but no, actually, my daughter put fingernail polish or gave fingernail polish to put on the dial of my barbecue because I can't see. It's like it's a little arrow where it shows you where the settings at. It doesn't work. You can barely tell it's on that dial. So I mean,
yeah. Well, these questions look good.
Chat.
These questions look good.
Yeah, which is basically like if you could erase one thing from existence, even the memory of it, what would it be? You think of anything?
Yeah. Well, I think I would get rid of the Hitler thing. We need to move off. Yeah, I'd rather not have him. His problem was he did his evil so late in the game. It's like, dude, we're done with that stuff. And then he's in the 1900s doing it. So I'd get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean,
easily.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree. But no buts. Yeah, I agree. Yes. However,
Or I'd give him a serious speech impediment that he wouldn't be able to speak in public, because that speaking
there
is,
you go.
you don't even have to
That'd be
kill
great.
him.
Yeah,
There
give
was a
him
good
fear.
one in there. There was a really good question in there I looked at.
What was that?
I don't know, pop it up. It was pretty good.
If you required a full body
Oh,
tattoo, well,
yeah.
you tattoo all of your body. What would
I
you
would
get?
get a really nice color that's like I'm mildly tanned, and I'd get the whole thing over the whole body, and I'd have smooth looking skin. It'd be perfect. You'd have no blemishes.
There
Every
you go.
pore filled with a nice kind of a, not beige, but a little darker than I am, like in the summer when you got a little tan.
I would get ocean waves over my whole body.
There you go.
It look like a whole like this that kind of that blue that you wear, like your hat right there with some
Yeah.
other stuff. Be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
that would be cool.
I wouldn't want in the face, but unfortunately, you got to do it. So if it was your entire body, it says, so yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, horrible. Okay, so if you were the head of a product development at a major fast food chain, what food abomination would you create?
Well, they already did with McRibs,
Right.
but I might.
I've never had one. I never had a McRib.
I might go with a lamb burger made out of an actual lamb and freak people out. Lamb burger.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I know that. I know.
McLam would be good.
McLam. Yeah, then people would think it was a clam. You know.
Well, you'd have the LAMB.
Oh, yeah, McLam.
McLam.
I got you. Yeah, that'd be good. I'd probably, if I was going to do a fast food major food chain,
It's got to be a bad one though.
abomination.
Yeah.
It's gotta be bad. Well, I would do. This is what I've always wanted. So it's I know it's an abomination, but I would do. The reason why it's abomination is because your breath. But I would do garlic rings. So instead of onion rings, you do garlic rings. I think you just deep fry those in there, and you'd be able to. Your breath would be horrid, but that would be so good, man. I mean, I've always wanted to do
it can't be good. It's an abomination. It's got to be
I think it's
a Limburger shake. A Limburger shake.
Oh, there you go.
An abomination is something like it's truly bad. You know, if they call you an abomination, that's
well. Trust you me, my garlic rings would be half people would be like,
yeah,
oh no, you know, so some people it's an abomination for some, and some garlic lover. You know what I mean?
Kind of like the McRibs, abomination for me, but some people like it.
But walking around going, all American just breathing garlic, it'd be great. It's an abomination, but it'd be good, you know. Yeah, I don't know. The McRib though, I've never had one, and I want to. I guess
I don't think I've ever had one.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could change the sounds of your body makes, i.e., burp, fart, yawn, sneeze, what new sound effect would you replace normal sounds of your body?
Oh, like the boing and all those funny sounds they do in comedy and stuff. Like when they hit somebody in the head, it sounds like a boing or just a crazy comedy sound effects would be good.
Yeah,
like a fart would be pretty good to have some sort of alarm or some sort of,
Yeah, a little ribbit.
Classic.
Ribbit. Your ass is ribbit. I don't know. And now, if you were forced into gladiator combat, but could only choose a weapon that isn't typically considered a weapon, what non-conventional weapon would you choose?
I would use highly toxic concentrated gas.
Hey, it's combat. I don't know if you'll do. Gladiator combat's hand to hand. So.
Well, no, it isn't considered a weapon. I'd get typically I get some sort of chemical.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah.
It's not used for chemical weapons, but there's some stuff that you can throw at somebody and it'll explode in their face.
Acid, yeah.
Well, more of a highly explosive substance. Walter White did it in Breaking Bad. He walked into those guys' place and threw this little thing, and it pretty much blew up the whole room. as far
Yeah,
as
he-
smoke and
it
yeah,
was a what do you call it, gas? He made napalm basically.
something. Yeah, and it was quick action where it wouldn't ruin the whole place, but it messed the people up pretty quick.
Yeah.
He was
No,
trying to show
what kind
them.
of gas was it? It was a type of gas from like the gas chambers back in the day.
Yeah, he was trying to show that he could do anything chemically.
Yeah, he was a smart guy. Smart guy for sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would do if I had to. If it was hand-to-hand combat like thing, I think the acids is not a bad way to go. Obviously, to survive.
Well, it wouldn't be an acid; it'd be more like a chemical weapon.
Well, I know. So for me, I'd use acid because we don't use it now. But
There'd be no mark on the guy.
yeah, sarin gas, is that what it was? I think it was sarin gas.
So something. Well, no, sarin gas probably would have killed all those guys. I think he just did it to freak
Well,
people out.
Well, sarin gas is what he did in the trailer.
Mm.
He made sarin gas.
So
Whatever it was.
sarin is deadly, but there's stuff.
Yeah,
that,
well, that's what he tried to do. Is he tried to kill the drug dealers in
Yeah.
his car. And remember in the trailer in the very beginning?
Oh yeah, no, I remember the one he did in the lab or whatever. He was just trying to freak them out, so he didn't want
Yeah,
to kill anybody. He just got him out of the picture for a few minutes.
If you could replace any word in common usage with another word and no one would know, which word would you choose? If you could replace any word in common usage with another word, no one would know, what would you choose? Huh? What word would you say?
I would get rid of the and put in Bing, and then it'd be funny every time somebody talked. I went to Bing store, and then the Bing guy brought in Bing car. See, it just nobody.
It would be kind of, yeah, it'd be cute.
Yeah.
Huh?
But nobody would fight anymore because they'd be laughing at each other. But eventually, we'd settle into it. So Bing would be good instead of the.
There you go. I think I would use instead of the word car, I would say. No, I can't do that. I don't know. I'll say a fluff. I'm gonna get my fluff. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was a bad one. That's not even funny. But anyways, I'm off so far. I'm off today because I got up a little early.
Instead of car, you could have penis. So somebody's like,
There you
I
go.
gotta go start my penis. It'd be funny.
Yeah, that would be good. You know,
Only you would know. The thing is, only you would know, so it wouldn't even work. No one else would.
Right. What's wrong with this penis?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my penis broke down. I gotta go to the penis shop. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. Anyway, so if you go back and I see these words these ones aren't that funny.
I think you could X out that Sally Hansen fingernail polish ad.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
That sucker. There it is.
we
Anyways. We would be good to throw in instead of something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, sleeping slides or something. But
Yeah.
okay, if you were reincarnated as an animal based on your personality, what animal do you think you'd come back as?
The Black Panther. It's been set in stone since I was 10. Spirit animal. Spirit animal. I got the Big Cats book when I was 6, first grade. Read it every day. Checked it out like 28 times about.
I love checking out books at the library as a kid. That's just
The school library was awesome.
Yeah, school library is awesome. And then Riff. Did you guys have Riff back in the day?
No.
So Riff
I don't think
was
so.
big for me. It was reading is fundamental. Reading is fundamental, but they would come a Riff van would come by the neighborhood down the street, and
Wow.
it was a lower neighborhood, and they would give you each kid one book like every month or every
That's
month.
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I loved it. It was great because the kids in my neighborhood, just down the street, there's another like second part of the neighborhood. They were very kind of a poor area, and they got free books and stuff. So I'd go down there and get my free books.
That's awesome. Reading is fundamental. That's one of the best programs I think ever.
Yeah, I think
It's
it is.
true. If you can
Mhm.
read, you can pretty much learn anything in school or in life. If you can read and understand. Yeah, that's a good one. They had Clifford the Big Red Dog was involved in that for a while.
Yep. I remember that.
Love
Yeah.
that.
But the book I got a couple times. I remember my free book was I got Where the Wild Things Are at least once. I got
Yeah.
the Runaway Mouse, Ralph the Runaway Mouse, and um, I'm not sure what else I got out of that, but I do remember getting some pretty good books out of that thing. I loved it. You know, these kids don't know how to read, and nowadays it seems like to sit down and read a book. They do read a lot of stuff on the screen. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of it's just changing technology. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're reading stories. I don't know. I'm not sure where the people are reading books anymore, not actual stories. It doesn't seem like it, but
I think people
can be
watch
neat.
videos more now because you can learn it auditorily and visually.
Yeah.
And
But I like to
thousands of years ago, there was very little reading out there anyway.
yeah,
Way back in the very beginning, no reading
yeah.
really. But they do the drawings and hieroglyphics. It's pretty fascinating where it's come from and where it's going.
I think if I was reincarnated as an animal, by the way, it'd probably be a hyena. I don't know. No,
Oh man,
I'm not that bad, but maybe a
Jeez.
jackal. A jackal.
Wow, that's
And
your self-image right now is not doing well.
well, that's how I feel this morning. I'm like going, oh man. Like, no, I don't know.
You don't seem like a jackal.
I don't know. Well, I would say a bear maybe, but that's on a regular. I think myself like just a a fun bear or like a husky dog, like my dog there.
Yeah, like Max. Max has
Yeah, Max has a good personality. He gets it from his owner. But I'm not sure as far as I don't know. My brain's it's a little foggy today. So let's see here. So if you had to be haunted by a ghost for the rest of your life, Brian, but you could choose which dead person the ghost would be, who would you choose as your ghost? Ooh, that's a hard one.
It's a weird one. I might go with Katharine Hepburn because I found her fascinating. I'd read about her thought process. Somebody like that, she'd be a good one.
Really?
Yeah, she's fascinating. I remember reading interviews and watching interviews with her, and I thought that woman is an interesting human being.
Well, yeah, that's cool. I think that like if you had somebody with you, it was very philosophical for me. I'm thinking for myself. I'm thinking like Martin Luther King or Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Some very, very, very philosophical and comic. It's like
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Martin Luther King was really hilarious, but Martin Luther King Jr. definitely had a very philosophical side to everything, and that's very positive. So
yeah, very motivational.
Very motivational, yes. And that's it. And that's the antithesis for like you have somebody like Hitler who's an ass, and you have somebody who has a positive motivation. It's like it's almost as if somebody like Hitler, if he would have been given had the right parenting, whatever his kid, he could have been the Martin Luther King or Junior of his age, and he was so powerful and he had so much of a what do you call it? His personality was so people loved it, and I don't know why. It's like freaking Donald Trump. It's like people listen. He's a cult. He's a cult of personality is what he is.
Yeah. Well, Hitler played to their darkest angels.
He did.
Yeah. That's it's easy to get people riled up. It's really hard to get somebody riled up for happiness.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could take the powers of evil that he had and give it to the positive that Martin Luther King had Jr. and people would you spread joy and happiness throughout the world. That'd be freaking amazing.
Yeah, Hitler was going to be great no matter what, but he could have been a good person and been great. But
he could have been
great in the sense of large evil.
Yep. So that's
The thing about Katharine Hepburn I always loved is she was about being herself. She didn't have to always have makeup. She'd go to interviews just dirty clothes, even from the garden. She was her, and that was it. If you didn't like it, that's okay. She was just very sure of who she was. I'd like to have somebody that would haunt me that way. Question: is that really what you wanted to do?
Right. Huh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Notice how we didn't choose our parents or anything like that. It'd be weird to have and it'd be cool actually. I don't know if my grandpa came back and my grandpa came back when if they haunted me, it'd be okay. I think.
Well, I'd be
It would-
sad because I think that means they must be not in heaven. I don't think you can haunt from heaven.
I don't know, but
Never heard of it.
well, you can haunt from hell either.
I think that's all you do.
No, I think there's
I think
that
that's what you
middle
get
place.
to do in hell. You haunt people.
No, I think that's the middle. That's the middle place we talked about before. That's the Hades, the in between here and there. But okay, if you're required to post the bad as well as the good stuff that happened to them on social media, which social media platforms be more or less popular than they are now? I don't get that.
Much more popular because you could rip into people. They love to rip into each other, so that would give you more. Oh, I got another ticket today. The guy could come on, you dumbass, and they'd attack you.
Yeah,
But it might eventually shut the whole thing down. Now that I think about it, because if they have to face their own failures,
right.
they'll probably
Yeah.
never show up. So actually, I'm going to change it to it'll go away. If people are forced to write the truth about themselves, social networks would disappear.
Well,
There'd be 12 guys that are willing to admit their faults.
I think in particular, we all write the truths. We just change it different direction. Derek.
I don't know. I don't think
Huh?
very many people put the truth. I think they put their version. They want to make it look good.
Well, their version and the truth aren't necessarily incorrect.
Yeah.
It's just how your perspective on it is.
You don't have people on there going, "Oh, I got a text from so and so, but I'm just going to say that I've been out of town. I don't really want to talk to her right now or him." If you had to write that.
Yeah. Well.
Or I canceled at the last minute because I really don't like that group. You'd have to write that. I missed the meeting today because I don't like those people. I don't know if it'd be more or less popular. I think it would be less because you'd have to admit your own faults, and very few people on Facebook do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think.
What do you think? You think it'd be more popular or less if you had to,
Sure, you're good.
Say you got up, take a shower, and you had a little bit of residue of crap in your underwear, and you had to put that on there.
But why would you have to?
That guy wouldn't do it. You have to put the good and the bad. We're like, oh, I had a nice lunch today. And then you have to go, oh, my BO was so bad. I think it was bothering the people at the meeting. People.
Hey, there you go.
I'd pass on Facebook at that point.
So, yeah. I don't know. I think I just hurt a lot of people's feelings. That's how if you have to say the positive things, you have to say the negative things. And
yeah, but on Facebook, not on Facebook, you just say nice things.
Yeah, well,
there's no need for critiquing on Facebook because
I don't.
You saw what happened there.
Yeah, it all goes into a political bunch of crap is what it turns into.
People like to correct things a little bit, though. They will.
Yeah, I mean, I would highly enjoy being able to criticize everybody, but it doesn't help anything. A
lot of old friends are the opposite, though. You'll show a picture and they'll say all these nice things that aren't even that true either. Oh, you look great. Oh, wow, you look younger. That's cool. There's some nice people out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not going to tell you negative, but they're surprised. It's nice to see old pictures and I don't know. I don't know. I try to promote positivity all the time, actually. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like we don't know what would happen. If better or for worse. That's a good question because I don't really know if it'd be better or worse.
What futuristic thing from a sci-fi movie or book do you really think or do you really wish existed right now?
I think you asked me this the other day. Let me think. What from a So the beaming.
Oh yeah, beam me up. Yeah, I forgot this one. Yeah.
Beaming. The beaming and the phaser was the stun option.
Stun option, yeah. Okay.
I would like an option that gives a person diarrhea. Then they're not going to fight you. They got things to do.
That's right. There you go. Actually, that's not a bad thing at all. That's another reason why you give somebody well, that's why they have drops of stuff in your drinks at the bar. You know, it's like, oh, don't get the guy drunk. Here, just give him a little bit of this, and he's out there crapping himself in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna go fight anybody.
Why are people doing that? I don't like dosing drinks at bars. That's not good.
I know it's a bartender trick. They do some of that sometimes.
Wow. Well, that bartender should be in prison. You don't put,
right.
Don't put anything in anybody's drink. I teach people or tell people, take your drink with you. Like gals will go to the bathroom and leave their drink there.
But a bartender will.
Dumb.
Bartender will take a Visine, put a few drops of that in there supposedly, and that makes them go to the bathroom.
If I found out about that, I'd want that guy prosecuted. But I think people should bring their drinks with them wherever they go. Don't leave your drink unattended. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, but if the drink you're being served already has a couple drops of Visine in it, then you're in the bathroom about half an hour later, you're in the bathroom taking a crap. So I mean,
if there's really guys doing that, they need to be beaten senseless but not killed.
It's been well when I went to bartending school years ago.
Really?
It was a
true evil.
It was a trick. Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, sometimes people do it for it can cause a heart attack, but
there's no excuse for it. You don't put stuff in people's food or drinks. That's poisoning.
Well,
whether it's harmful or not.
It's funny you say that because yesterday we talked about a person who's drunk. In
Scotland they give them more to drink.
More to drink.
You don't sneak in things. You don't alter or dose anybody. That's my thought.
Yeah, well, I don't think you should either. But
if a bartender's willing to
bartenders will carry some Visine with them for that purpose. You know?
Well, the ones that do, if they're willing to do that, they're probably the ones that would drug a woman. So find out who they are and let's out them.
That's funny.
Well, that's pure evil to put anything in anybody's drink. You don't know what it could do. Somebody, tetrahydrozoline. What if you're allergic to tetrahydrozoline and the Visine kills the guy?
That's what I'm saying. As far as it could happen.
I hope you really don't know people that have done that.
No, it's true.
That's terrible.
It's a true story. True story. It'll put you in the bathroom. It's like getting a dirty glass that's has a soap in it. You know, that'll put you in the bathroom too. You know, that's the same thing. So you get
there are bartenders doing that, and you say they teach people to do that at bartending school? Because I went to a bartending school and they never said that.
They tell you that it happens. Is what it was.
Okay. Well,
I'll show you how to do it. If you take a Visine, you put a couple drops in that sucker. That's what they taught. That's what they talk about. They don't teach you to do it.
They don't teach you to do it. I'm hoping they teach you it's wrong. It's kind of like putting a roofie in there.
Yes, yeah. They're saying this happens. So people do this. It's like a boom. But
that's why you got to be careful.
It's a common thing. You can, if you look it up. Actually, let's see here.
Dang, that's horrible.
Let's see here.
Makes me not want to go out to eat or drink anywhere anymore.
Well, that's like I said.
That's kind of scum of the earth, man. That's scum of the earth level, and you know people that do that. That's not good. You don't want to know people like that. If you know somebody that's doing that or would do that, they got to go. They gots to go.
So
they'll be dosing you with LSD.
Right, there you go.
I need to know some names, not on the air, but I need to know names off the air because that's.
I can't say names. This is
I think I suspect who might.
Any bartender. I'm telling you, any and every bartender has those Visine in their thing. So they all
every bartender is dosing drinks.
Not saying every bartender is dosing. I'm telling you that
I'm hoping none.
Every bartender has. There's always a bottle of Visine behind the counter somewhere, and everybody thought of that.
I don't think very many people would do that.
I hope not. But
I don't think every bartender is willing to dose a drink. Causes nausea, vomiting, elevating, dropping blood pressure, seizures, sending ingester into a coma. Yeah, if they're doing that, I think they need to be eliminated from the face of the earth, actually. Let's
Yeah.
get some names going and let's get some bars dealt with.
Yeah. No, not gonna have it. Boy, if
I'll just go to each bar and say, "Hey, you have any Visine back there?" If they do, I go, "Well, you're going to be done soon, pal."
yeah. Well, why do you
Your
think they
days
need
are done. That's
why do they need
horrible.
Visine? Because people are going home and they want their bloodshot eyes from drinking.
Well, if they're doing it for that reason, well,
Well,
but
that's the thing.
they're
You've never
risking
seen it.
killing people. This has got five
No,
things.
they've never killed it. I don't know anybody dying from this, even though it says that.
Well,
But it
coma's
has.
pretty bad.
They
Coma's,
just put that's you just put a few drops of it, not like too much, but a few
yeah,
drops
but
in.
I think it's horrible. You don't seem to think it's a bad thing, but dosing people's drinks, roofies, and all that, I want to come out right now against it. That's horrible.
But yeah, I agree. I'm just telling you, that's something. If you're a shitty client, if you're a shitty person, if you're a bad person, who is being obnoxious and whatnot, and they want to get rid of you, that's how they get rid of you.
Yeah.
Not get rid of you in the bed, not like
Well, they
dead,
could
but
kill you. Go
but
up and
yeah.
scroll it a little bit and see if it says anything about true or false, because this is Snopes. Oh, look at that. Don't poison people. This is good. So there's some good people out there. Don't poison people. I like that.
It's fairly harmless in comparison.
No, it's
Drink
not
or
fairly
advantage.
harmless. You're saying people act like it is. It's not fairly harmless. That's bad. Horrifying. I mean, it was funny in the Wedding Crashers, but we knew that was a joke.
Well, this here, I just grabbed you one.
When the
Next
hangover,
one,
in the hangover,
next
he
one
got-
right here, right here. See this? If a few drops of Visine in a drink can make someone evacuate their bowels, why don't they use that instead of more traditional laxatives for several hours? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Well,
it's funny.
there's another one that says Visine laxative. There you go. It's hard to read when it goes away.
Sorry. Oh, which one was it on?
It was you just were on there. I was reading it, but yeah, they're saying it's horrible. The Visine laxative thing is something of a myth, but the truth is that while diarrhea is a side effect of Visine, Visine can also be poisonous. Don't do it, man. If you're doing it, you can't use the word man and you're describing yourself. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that you just got bad info. I can't believe there's guys willing to do
yeah,
this.
yeah. I got bad info and I've never seen it happen, and I've never seen there's all those pages on it happening as
yeah.
I just made it up real quick.
They're saying it's really a poisonous thing.
Yeah. Well,
I watch those bartenders. You got to watch them. Some of them, there's some of them that will do weird things.
Well, if you're, that's kind of like just don't be an asshole and people won't mess with you,
Yeah, but the punishment for being an asshole is death. I don't think so.
Well, no, but
I go to a bartender I can trust. It's like a waiter or a guy at a restaurant. If I don't trust the guy, I don't go there anymore.
Well, yeah, as far as it goes, it's not something that happens all the time, but
I hope it doesn't happen much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully we don't get, drunk and be assholes. And
yeah, but you're saying that's making it sound justifiable. Hey, he was kind of a jerk. What'd you do? Poisoned him? Oh, I should have run him over with the car. Well, there had been too much blood. Well, next time just shoot him. He was an asshole. And it could turn out that you just misunderstood what he said. Yeah, the punishment for being an asshole is it should take longer to get your drink.
Yeah. And when you get that drink, you're going to complain about it. Unless you have some Visine in it, you don't know because it's tasteless.
I think you advocate poisoning, which we're going to do a deep dive here. Would you roofie a woman if you take advantage of her later? I mean,
would I roofie a woman?
Would you give a woman a sedative so that later you can victimize her? I'm just curious.
Well, it has been known to happen.
Wow. That's supposed to
me and Cosby are like this,
Yeah.
No, I don't take advantage of anybody. That's
unless they're a jerk, unless they're an asshole.
Right? Yeah, unless they're a jerk or an asshole. No, even then, it's like, I have, just the other night, I had a drunk female wanting to, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that because that's not me. I'm not going to do
good.
That's
good.
I'm not going to do that because I'm just, if I was with my girlfriend, my wife, and we were drinking and yada yada yada, that's the way it happens, whatever. But if somebody says, "Hey, I'm drunker than shit," and then you come over here and you know want me to take advantage of them, no, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I'm not
That's
the rapey
good.
guy.
Well, you'd never put anything in anybody's drink. And I don't
Well,
think you really advocated if they're a jerk.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm saying it happened. I didn't say I was doing it.
Well, but you kept saying, well, if they're a jerk, it's going to happen. It's like, no,
Well,
that's
I'm
not
telling you that
justifiable.
I'm just telling you that it does happen.
Yeah,
People do
it
that. People
shouldn't.
use that. People put that little couple drops of that in there, and
Yeah.
it's,
Well, if I saw it, I'd try to get the guy prosecuted.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not a daily event at all, but
Yeah. And most of the bartenders I've met or know, I don't think they would do that.
I remember the Maltese house had a bottle of
Well, the
Visine
Maltese.
too, and yeah, and not quite. Other bars did. It was
Maltese
like,
would shoot. The guy there would probably shoot you.
right. Well, possibly. Well,
I think they're closed down right now for
they are.
renovation.
They're down there. It's for sale, actually. I do believe.
Oh, good, good.
Maltese Tavern, ladies and gentlemen, happens to be
I'm hoping they make it into a nice local pub that's got class, and people come off the train want to have a nice pint.
well, that wouldn't be bad. If there's a restaurant right there, wow, that'd be
Restaurant and bar. I used to do that when we'd travel in Europe. You'd get off a train, you'd go into a nice pub and have a pint in their little town. That would be awesome because it's kind of, I hate to say it's an eyesore now, and it's the Maltese has had a bad reputation for a lot of years, and
It has.
I've been in there about 20 times, and it's justified. I hate to say.
Unfortunately, it's bad. Now, I mean, I used to hang out when I was 22 till I was 25. We stayed there quite a bit. We were friends with the bartenders, and we'd stay there till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and playing pool and drinking.
Wow.
Sometimes. Yeah, it was crazy. But the ownership changed, and I moved away, and I quit hanging out in bars so much.
Yeah. I went there in the early 90s a little bit.
Yeah, that's when I was there. And it was fun then, because you had trophies next to it, and you had Peters across the street, and it was kind of like a little area right there.
That was a cool area there. Peters was a nice place.
But currently I refer to that place as the cemetery.
Yeah.
Because everybody walking around inside that place is just on skin and bones.
Rough. It'd be cool
just skin and bones, walking skeletons. Horrible.
It'd be cool if it was a nice place, because then people coming off the train and people would go downtown to check it out, because we've got the Mexican restaurant, we got the backstage Italian. It'd be cool to have a nice little pub.
Yes. Yeah, it would be nice.
With
anything
good
like that.
Food, with great
I don't
food.
know why in particular. I'd like to say Kelso stage backstage be something similar to that with the food and the.
Yeah, I want it to be a greasy spoon. I want it to be what it used to be, the Kelso Cafe. You go in there, you're going to get ham and cheese, omelets, you're going to get sandwiches, food that everybody likes. Because fettuccine.
Your days gone by. I don't know.
That's what it was when it was at its most popular. But actually, the owner told me he went with the Italian instead of the greasy spoon, because he claims that when smoking was outlawed in restaurants, nobody wanted to go there anymore. I don't know if that's true, but that was his reasoning. He told me. So, but
smoking was outlawed in restaurants.
Yeah, they used to smoke in the Kelso Cafe, and it was packed constantly. They outlawed smoking, and he claims that led to the place going downhill. So he got it going as an Italian place, but the Italian place just isn't practical for Kelso, and nobody's going in there. And I don't want to do Italian more than once a month, maybe once every 3 months. So it's kind of, to me, it's just the wrong type of food, but I like the location and the guy.
Yeah, I like the people too. I think it'd be okay. It needs to be promoted differently, but
Italian never works in this town, and people have to try to understand why.
There's nothing else over there. There's in that little area. There's a Mexican restaurant across the street.
Yeah.
There's the Grounds for Opportunity, which is a kind of American food.
Kind of, but it's not.
But they're not even open right now. They're on this, hiatus because of the pandemic. But
see, I'd like to go there to the Kelso Cafe, where the backstage is now. The Kelso Cafe. I go in knowing that I can have a cup of coffee, a nice sandwich, maybe an omelet, and have food that I like. That would be awesome. I hope that happens. I don't know if it will, but that would be awesome.
Well, it needs to be. I would turn that more into a coffee shop. You're right.
Yeah.
Coffee shop, diner.
Sandwiches and basic stuff.
Yep.
Because people love that. They'll pop in really quick.
Yeah, I think that'd be not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to go in there and sit for 5 minutes. I mean, it's a quaint restaurant right now. If you want to have a quaint restaurant, that's it. You know what I mean?
Well, he could do like cafe and sandwiches during the day, and at night have the Italian, because that would be good. People will do that. He said he's got a better dinner crowd than he has lunch crowd.
Yeah, well, I bet. Yeah, there's no businesses over there except for the unemployment office, which is obviously those guys. The workers there have money, but the people who are going in there do not. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
But I'll go to like the Porky's and eat, and that's not nearby. You know what I mean? I'll make the trip because their food's good.
Yeah.
That's way over in an industrial area that I have no need to go to, but I'll go to that. If he had good enough food, they'd come to Kelso just to eat there.
But then again, the space is limited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but right now, every time we've been in there except once, we've been the only people.
Yeah.
If you had 5 tables going, that'd be good.
We should try it one time at noon and see how it is.
We did. We did Friday at noon. We've done noon several times, and there's no. Yeah, and I've driven by at 11 or 12, and it's mostly empty. So, yeah, I think if he did a lunch that was more of a American lunch, I would, sandwiches, cafe stuff. I think he'd do well.
Well, what he might be doing, by the way, is they open up during lunch and then preparing all day long for the dinner crowd. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they're doing. We're just taking advantage of the having nobody in there while they're setting up for the evening.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want a lunch crowd. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe other restaurants have a lunch crowd. They prepare for dinner and they do it.
That may be so. You're right, actually. Yeah. So we'll have to ask him what his goal is here. If he's,
Well, I'd ask the owner and not because we talk to the cook all the time, the chefs, but I'd like to talk to the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he likes to discuss things. He's doing it like, I think he told me, as more of a break-even hobby. So.
Yeah. Yep. Well, okay. Do you have more questions on this?
Yeah, those are good questions that you had about the different things. Well, we got
no Visine for Brian. No Visine for Brian.
Well, I'm not into poisoning.
Okay, what is your favorite?
I will say to all my friends, if you're currently my friend and you're willing to do that, then please withdraw. And it's been a good life.
It's nice to know you.
I only have one friend that would do that, and he's a drug addict, and he's almost dead. So he's lost all morals.
Well, I don't know who that is.
He's walking the streets. Yeah, he was a really good friend growing up, and he went really south, got into meth. And even on the meth, he won't dose a drink.
He probably drinks.
He has no morals, and I don't think he'd even do that.
Yeah. What foods do you absolutely hate, Brian?
I can't think of any I actually hate. I'm not a big fan of the pickled pig's feet or the.
Oh, fucking hate that. Excuse my language. I hate that. That's
no neck bones for me. I've talked to some people that eat the neck bones. It's like a Southern thing or something.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not. Well, actually,
everything else I like. Though I like garlic. I like.
Well, we did go to that soul food here recently. I wasn't bad. I didn't hate it at all. I think it was unique. The crawfish, not crawfish, but was a catfish. It was catfish.
He had a couple cool fish things.
Yeah, that was interesting. Wasn't bad. It's not what I'm used to,
Yeah.
Yeah, just got.
I like to try Egyptian food and things like that. Other more exotic stuff, because I've done mostly American, and I did try Tunisian, like I was saying. It's a North African food, and it was good. It was very sweet. They used a lot of powdered sugar, actually.
Yeah, Tunisian.
Yeah, I haven't eaten much Greek food either.
Yeah, I like Greek food. Actually, there's a lot. I had a lot of it, but I've had it a few times. There's a Mad Greek down in Portland, which I really want to go to. So, if you haven't had a lot of Greek food, welcome to come with me, because that's a good one.
I always wanted to have one fancy French meal, and I was best man at my friend's wedding, and they had a nice French dinner at this fancy restaurant. So I got to do the French cuisine one time.
Yeah, escargot.
I don't know if we had that, but just overall, it wasn't my favorite. But it was cool to have a really fancy meal.
Have you ever been in a food fight?
I don't think so. I've seen them. I've
Yeah, I
seen
don't know.
I've seen small ones erupt in high school, but I don't think I was ever in one.
Yeah, I think never a giant, never a big one. You know what I mean? I've been a little throwing food at each other, but that's about it. But I mean, I guess it's a food fight, but it was
I
like
had a gal that you know her, but she threw a drink on me one time, and it had no reason to. I wasn't being an asshole. She was drunk and being belligerent, but it was a shocker. It was a
and now you're
shocker.
divorced.
What? No,
Now you're divorced.
now she lives 5 blocks away, and I don't fraternize with her and her husband.
Oh, I know you're
She's a
talking
friend
about.
we used to play poker with.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
A bit gaudy. She's a bit.
A bit good, but when you're drinking, that's what happens.
Yeah,
And that's
she drinks constantly. So
well, she did, but you were drinking constantly too at the time. So
no, I was sober. It was a sober moment.
well,
It
okay.
was after I quit drinking, and yeah, it was one of the last times I ever hung out with her. Because I think if you're throwing drinks on people, there's no real excuse. Unless I'd insulted her, I was just listening to what she was saying, and she threw it.
Obviously, if that's the case, then you guys have difference in the storyline, I'm sure.
Oh, have you heard the story?
No, but you're saying that you were just listening.
We were talking, and I was not really doing anything particular, and she got mad about something, and then threw it on my face, and then I left, but never really hung out with them again. But that's what happens. There are people that they drink so much that they can get set off so easily. Because when I was drinking all the time, I never threw drinks on people. Some people just can't handle it.
I don't throw drinks on somebody. I also thought the worst thing I think somebody can do is spit on you.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. I do recall being spit on for it, and I was like, basically grabbed somebody for some
I don't
dude.
think I ever have. I can't.
Saw me and I grabbed him. Other than that,
little kids will do that. 6 or 7 year olds.
I hate that. I think that's the grossest thing in the world. Spit on somebody.
Very few grown-ups I know would do that, but little kids would do it. I remember in grade school.
I know some grown-ups that do that type of stuff, and it's different. Yeah. They're doing it for something different. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I never had never was in a food fight.
Hey, we gotta get out of here. It's 7:43, and I gotta go very soon. We're past an hour. Okay, so
have a good time at the class.
Thank you.
What's the class you're taking?
Social media. How to find friends.
There you go.
How to find friends.
Social media marketing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Just to educate myself and refresh everything,
Yeah. Well,
listen.
That's where all the advertising's happening now is on social
media. Absolutely, 100%. Okay, but I'll get a hold of you around 2 or so.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Boom.
Oh, you got it. Losers never win.
I think I'm 2 in a row. Okay, you take care. Later, Gator.